Okay, what's up everybody? This is Roberto Enamorado, aka Roberto in Love, and I prepared a long ass video for you guys. I've actually been typing up some notes. A lot of people have been asking me about weight loss and things of that nature. Number one, I do want to say thank you so much to my best friend. She was the one who put me onto that. I was dealing a lot with depression, anxiety, and I was trying to lose weight, but I just couldn't do it. I was just like, what is going on? Maybe it's because of my metabolism, maybe I'm getting older, like all this stuff, all this nonsense in my head. And she did one simple thing, and that I took that and amplified it, and then here I am. I lost 30 pounds in 6 months. It was passive. It didn't really interfere with my lifestyle. In fact, it amplified it. And it changed my life, and it was sustainable. And most importantly, it's important, right, to enjoy the process. So again, big thanks to my best friend as always. She's been a support to me since I was a wee little kid. You know what I'm saying? And she's still there for me. So now I'm giving back and I'm sharing it with y'all. I hope you benefit from this, and I hope you implement it, and I hope you enjoy it. Hope whatever it is. Thank you so much for your time. Here is the video. Hey, what's up everybody? This is Roberto Enamorado, aka Roberto in Love. And I want to talk to you about something which was really life-changing for me. And I hope it will be for you if you implement this. And it is for many people, and that's weight loss. So past 6 months, some of you may have noticed I lost a lot of weight and all this stuff, and it's been awesome. And what's awesome about it, not just the feeling that you get, not just the habits that you create, but also the confidence it gives you. It helps you think more clearly. It helps do a lot of things. And most importantly, the fact that I did it passively. I didn't do any surgery, any drugs, any supplements, any nada. So, to share, personally, my character, I'm a risk taker. I do evaluate what professionals have to say, but nonetheless, I really gauge a lot of what I do based on intuition or gut feeling, whatever you want to call it. And yes, I do research as well, and I do tinker a lot. So I say that because, well, I like to experiment and figure things out on my own. So before you just take my word for things, number one, I would say get to know yourself, be sensitive to yourself, consult with a professional. You know, if you're really serious about losing weight, you know, wouldn't hurt to go talk to somebody about it. Maybe they can give you some advice, you know, but then again, don't let that professional guide you as far as just being a consumer. Sometimes people get you with fear, just sell you a bunch of products, and quite frankly, a lot of the time you don't need them. Now, I don't know your situation per se, but I will say I come from a place where I've been injured, I've been disabled, I've been overweight, and lack of financial resources, and that does not mean that you cannot grow and excel from that. So excuses, you know, don't make them around me. Don't make them around yourself. I would suggest you can find a way to do things, and there's no rocket science behind losing weight, honestly, unless you have a very specific condition. But that whole big bone thing, or yeah, I do this every day to help me, you know, whatever, is it working or not? That's really all that matters. And you will, well, you're your own best judge and your own worst critic, right? So, be real with yourself. All right. So what's the goal? Make it sustainable, make it a lifestyle, make it enjoyable. So I jotted down, I typed up some notes here, and I'm also going to post this on the YouTube video so you can just copy paste this. I don't expect this to be grammatically correct. You know, it's just there. Take the information, you know, fix it, edit it, you know, work it so that it fits your needs. But this is what worked for me. All right, so here we go. So it says here, weigh yourself on an empty stomach first thing in the morning on Friday, Saturday, and Saturday after your heart pumping workout. Okay. Don't be scared, all right? It doesn't mean that this is a rigorous process or anything like that. But yes, you do, number one, make a commitment. Number two, be consistent. Number three, enjoy the process. And four, yeah, self-control, very important. Number five, at times you are going to have to put a little more fire into what you're doing. All right, so over here, what else did I write? Set a goal to lose 2.5 pounds every 2 weeks. All right, that's not a crazy goal. It's very attainable. So again, this is losing 30 pounds within a 6-month period, which I did myself. All right. If you like reading, if you don't like reading, quite frankly, I don't care. Then I'm suggesting to you reading a bit about it. There's a book titled Clean Cuisine by Ivy Larson and Andrew Larson. It's a book on an anti-inflammatory diet. I took the concepts, I read it in the first 96 pages and lost about 10 pounds in 1 month with 0 exercise. So this happened many years ago. I was actually traveling to Spain and was getting over this girl and decided I wanted to get in better shape or eat better and whatever. I was without anxiety, and at the time I didn't even know what anxiety was, quite frankly. But I shed the weight just off of diet. Yeah, I have been fit most of my life, and fitness has been something that I made a part of my lifestyle, but that wasn't so much the case at that period. And definitely years later on, boy, that definitely wasn't part of me. So I say that because that experiencing that, being able to lose 10 pounds through nutrition and enjoy the food you're eating, and not just enjoy the food you're eating, looking better, but also thinking more clearly, it can really be life-changing for you. And let's just say you don't take it and make that a lifestyle thing back then, just the impact of that feeling that you may have. It's a little seed that you're planting into yourself. It's like self-signaling, right? So it's like a reminder. And so when you start feeling sluggish, or you start looking at yourself and you're like, damn, I could look better. I mean, I'm all right, you know. It's not about being hard on yourself, but really just gauging yourself. And sometimes having these really positive experiences give you something to reflect on and go, hey, you know what? When I'm down, I'm feeling down right now. Now I have something where I can remember how I felt and when it felt better and what I did to get there. And maybe that'll give you the inspiration to take it to the next level. I read about men's health and specifically the nutritional aspects that you can benefit from food, not supplements, but nutrition from food. Okay, I want to stress that because this does not mean go having a bunch of whey protein or a bunch of vitamins or some chemical components that sound good and marketing material. Like, I don't know really much about that. So this is all through food, through food and water. Okay, what else? So what's your why, right? What is motivating you to lose weight? Why do you want to lose weight? All right, so here's some things that I did, right? So I envisioned what I wanted my body to look like. Okay, so as far as size, to give you some background, I know what it's like to be absolutely scrawny. I mean, like 90 pounds in my early teens, and then I worked out, and I think within 1 summer was able to gain about 30 or 40 pounds just off of pull-ups, push-ups, dips, rollerblading, biking, and basketball. So I know what it's like to be on the very tiny end. I also know what it's like to get pretty ripped, pretty cut up, right? And pretty fit. And then I also know what it's like to kind of let yourself go as well. But the way I envision myself, and I still do, I haven't met my personal goal, which is to be flexible. I've always had a problem with that, and flexibility has always been an issue. It's actually one of the reasons why I have a back injury. I have a herniated disc. So I say that because I do have a health problem, but I don't make that an excuse. Actually, I work around that because it's very real. So envisioning what you want to do, right? So if I say to myself, I want to be 7 feet tall, that's not going to do any good for me, right? But saying to yourself, okay, well, I want to get, better defined shoulders, or I want to have better toned, more toned legs, or I want to have more endurance, right? Or it doesn't have to be anything like that. It could just be, hey, I want to feel better. I want to think more clearly, right? So here are some examples that might help you, think about what you want to do and why you want to lose weight, okay? For example, do you want to be an athlete, right? Do you want to play with your children without feeling exhausted? Do you want to build confidence in yourself and for others? A wedding engagement, a vacation. For me, vacation is huge as well. Although I don't have children, I do often interact with children, and when I go out and play with them, there was a time where I really felt difficulty playing with them and running around the park and all that other stuff because of my back injury. So to lower the stress on my joints, losing weight helped a lot. All right, so we have vacation, graduation. Again, to join a sports team, right? Maybe that inspires you to reduce stress on your joints, again, and or your organs, right? Because you're putting, there's a lot of, work that you're putting on your heart, right, and your kidneys, your liver, to improve your ability to handle or release stress, right? So better libido, better sex, better sleep, right? Really important. Lower your anxiety, to live longer. Attract people of interest, not the ones you settle for, okay? To prove to yourself that you can do this without major surgery, okay? To fit in those cool clothes you used to fit in before, right? So it could be, profound, it could be superficial, something in between. It doesn't have to be esoteric either. But whatever it is, find out what motivates you to lose weight, and then and think about that, right? And how you want to look and feel. Okay. So in the morning, I meditate 5-10 minutes, right, after bathing. It says here, get into blending and sip away throughout the day. All right, so frozen fruits, whole vegetables, and also, whole fruits as well. I like to add raw cacao, 2 to 3 Brazil nuts, sometimes coconut shavings, and always add chia seeds, really just to give it more consistency, and doesn't just feel like, watered down fruit juice or something, right? But it also helps it stay filling. Okay, so let's see this over here. It says month number 1, start with a thick blend of 20 to 30 ounces. Then water it down into 48 ounces. Right? Month 2, it says water that same amount into 76 ounces. So one of these, right? If you blend enough to fill this and maybe a little bit more, take that and then water it down into 2 of these. Right? You'll be sipping on this throughout the day. This may last you to lunch. Usually by lunchtime I would sip on all that. And sometimes I would only drink 2 of those and have another one for later. All right, and sometimes it might be enough to last you throughout the whole day. Okay, so that's, again, month 1. Start with a thick 24 ounce to 30 ounce blend, water it down to 48 ounces. That's actually 2 of those roughly. Then month 2 through 6, water it down to these 76 ounces, which is about 3 of those. Okay. I started out with using a Ninja, which my best friend hooked me up with, and that's a little bit chunky when you finish making your blend. It's easy to clean, but it's noisy as all hell. All right, but it's more affordable. It's about $200, something like that. Then, if you really want to step your game up, you have the Vitamix, specifically the Professional Series 750. The consistency comes out much smoother. It's quieter, but it's expensive as all hell. Okay. And what you're doing here, apart from getting a lot of nutrients, because you're not just having fruit. Initially, if you want to do that, that's okay. Definitely start watering it down from the jump would be my recommendation, because fruits have lots of sugar. And sometimes, people are sold the idea that, well, at least this has fruits in it, or has servings of fruit, right? Lots of products are marketed as having X amount of servings of fruit. but it's still sugar. And of course, there are different types of sugar, different qualities, of sugar, and some that are just sweeteners that are not really good for you. They're just toxins. But I say this because what you're doing here, apart from hydrating, apart from getting lots of nutrients, is that you're getting lots of water in your system all at the same time. So you're tackling 3 things throughout your time in the day, okay? And you're lowering your sweet tooth. So as time goes on, what you're doing is, ideally, you're taking this drink that was pretty sweet, and you're making it a little bit less sweeter with time, right? And you're adding more vegetable with time, okay? I know that for some people, drinking something that's very vegetable-y or has like an earthy taste could be a little difficult. So what I did was make it more, although I don't really like things that are very sweet, so it's a plus for me. But I did start with mostly fruits because, to have just straight cabbage, right? Just to put cabbage in water and shake it up and drink that could be a bit much. I've done that once or twice before. It kind of stinks, number one. Number two, it was a little tough, to drink and to eat and whatever that was. But nonetheless, you still want to incorporate more vegetables with time, all right? So it starts off sweet, and then you make it a little bit less sweeter. You water it down a bit, and then you start to add more vegetables with time. Okay, so you're basically creating an X, right? So the sweetness is going down, the vegetable content is going up, and then you find a happy medium for yourself. And what I would suggest also is it doesn't have to stay like a fruity drink. Like, why does everything in the morning have to be super, super sugary or super, super sweet? It doesn't have to be. A lot of that notion between having a sweet breakfast or sweetened breakfast is something that was, I would say, marketed to the masses, right? To desire and crave those things and create that habit, because it makes a lot of big companies a lot of money. And so it doesn't necessarily make you a lot of health. And the idea is that you want to build health. All right, so that is a main, this is really the main thing that got me to lose weight, was just sticking to that in the morning. That's really the biggest discipline for that. Okay, so now we're at lunchtime. Okay, so that's breakfast. Lunchtime, it says here, eat until you're not hungry but not full. Okay, you don't have to eat so you're like all the way stuffed and having what we call food coma. Don't do that. Get smaller portions or appetizers, right? So I would have a small salad, a small order of brown rice and beans, and half an avocado, right? A little bit of food like that, and I was good. Or you can split your lunch with a coworker, and what that does too is that stretches out your dollars, right? So now you're eating better, and you're stretching out your money, right? So you're doing a few things over here at the same time. So there's lots of benefits in this, and you're also participating with, you're maybe building a stronger relationship with a coworker or two. At 4 or 5 p.m., have some granola. I had like a cup of granola. I would just munch on that, between 4 and 5 as I was working. Dinner time. This is really important for dinner. Don't stress too much about it, right? Just enjoy dinner. Now, doesn't mean go to one of these multinational conglomerates that are giving people tumors and like, hey, food, folks, and fun. I'm loving it. Like, skip all that. But what I mean by, don't stress out so much about dinner, just enjoy your food, enjoy your dinner. But I would say mind the portions, right? Either cut your portions in half or save 1/3 for later. Get into that habit, because a lot of times we might be eating food that's not necessarily bad for you, but the amount is what's killing you, right? So if you have, for example, lots of white rice, if white rice is not really that good, overall, I would, number one, replace the white rice with either quinoa or wild rice to make it more nutritional and also filling, because I know a lot of times people are doing the rice thing just so they can get full, which is very important. But nonetheless, the quality is very important. Also the quantity. Just make the quantity a little bit smaller. Okay. After that, what do we have? 1 hour before bedtime, a light snack. Right. You can have a whole fruit, maybe half a pita with butter or some hummus. What you want to do is just make sure you keep it small. And that, that way you satiate your, any cravings that you might have. It's not, don't like go to bed starving either because you're on a diet. But, you know, it helps, right? Satiate that any cravings that you might have. And also meditate 5-10 minutes right before going to bed, I would say, on your bed. That's what I would do. And that, as far as nutrition, this is most of it. Oh, also one more thing. Throughout the day, I would say drink about 1 or 2 of these of water throughout the day. It doesn't have to be, you know, at a specific time, just throughout the day. Do that to stay hydrated. Okay, that's the nutritional component. With that part alone, you'll definitely start losing weight. I would say, definitely. Well, it worked for me. How about that? But yeah, stick to this. Now, the next thing I'm going to talk about is fitness habits. Okay, I say fitness habits because it doesn't mean that you're busting your ass every day, you know, 24/7. Like, this is not what this is about. Again, this is about losing the weight passively, enjoying the process, and making it a lifestyle. If you enjoyed this video, please click like, share, subscribe, and comment. Also, let me know how I can make this better, because this is a process I want to keep on improving on. And also, I'm sporting a new Patreon account, so I give people the opportunity to become monthly sustainers, become patrons to what I'm doing. To what I'm doing. So, whether it's a little bit, or a lot of bit, or a whole lot of bit, also give me some feedback on that. Let me know what else I can throw in there, some bells and whistles to incite people to give more, because essentially I want to give more as well. The more financial opportunities and the more time flexibility I have to give, the more I will. All right, thank you so much for your time. This is Roberto Enamorado, aka Roberto in Love. Peace.